friends, I hope that you are doing absolutely wonderful. I got my coffee in hand. I actually do not have a bun in my hair today. I was actually scrolling through Facebook and someone had shared, it was like a meme, and the meme said 78% of women right now are watching this while they have a bun in their hair. Raise your hand if you have a bun or a ponytail in your hair, because that has been me for the past like 7 days. And my husband said to me on Monday, I have really curly hair. It's like crazy curly. My husband said to me on Monday morning, he said, I think it's time to wash your hair, Allie. It's getting a little quarantine-ish. Any other woman feeling that way? It's like, oh my goodness. So I actually took time to do my hair, but I still got to work out, so it won't look like this soon. But I thought that was a pretty funny meme that most women right now have their hair up, 78% of us, because of quarantine hair. But anywho, so my kids are finally quiet. They're quiet and they are doing their virtual learning. Raise your hand if your kids are doing virtual learning right now. Let me just tell you, God did not call me to be a homeschool mama, because it is like testing my patience. And I am like, nope, I was not cut out for this. I'm a really hard worker and I'm really organized, but homeschooling just tests my patience a lot. And I am really bad at math. So YouTube and Google, thank you so much for helping me with my kids. But a couple weeks ago, I did a training on how to be productive while working from home. How to be productive while working from home, and how to, if you were an entrepreneur, and I talked about how you can continue growing your business while working from home, really with the distractions that all of us have right now, because I know that we all have a ton of distractions. Even with what's going on, even without this, we have a lot of distractions. Casey said, homeschooling is not my calling either. It isn't. And I can say that. And I'm okay. We're okay with saying that, Casey. By the way, share this. Share this with a friend that either works from home right now. Share this with a friend that maybe is a boss babe like you, maybe building your own business. This is for anyone that works from home. I'm going to give you some great tips. But I did this training, and when I did this training, I had shared it on Instagram, kind of like some behind the scenes, and I had so many women reach out to me saying, hey, Allie, I'm building my own business. Can you share your top tips with me? I'm really struggling with being productive at home, with my kids home, with just life, the excuses, la-di-da-di-da. So I'm like, sure. So I figured, why not just go live and share with you my 6 tips on how you can be productive while working at home and or building your business from home. It really goes anyway. It's just about you being productive at home with your work, okay? So it's 6 tips. I'm gonna condense my 40-minute training that I did into like maybe 10 minutes, okay? So just read between the lines, because I wanna keep your attention. So number 1 is, if you want to be successful in working from home with all of the distractions, and you want to be successful at work, whether you work for another company or whether you're building your own business, whatever that looks like, you need to set business hours. Business hours, it helps you build a framework about how much time you're going to commit to working from your job or building your business, whatever that looks like. So my husband and I, we have completely 2 different jobs. My husband works for a company where I own my own company. So we're both working from home. Actually, here's my desk. His desk is right there. We have the same distractions. It's called Ethan, Ella, and Emmy, Charlie, Rosie, and myself and him. So we are a distraction to ourselves, even though we have 2 different companies. He works for a company, he has a boss, where I am my own boss, but we have the same distractions. So setting business hours is so important, because it allows all of us to honor our work and have really efficient work, and 2, to be committed to our family. And it's really easy. It's really easy when you work from home to work all of the time. Just going to put it out there. There's 2 groups of people. There's the one group of people that will work all of the time when they are home. That is me, because I love working. I'm obsessed with what I do. So I could work all of the time. Then there's that other group of people that with them working from home, they are so unproductive. They're doing absolutely nothing because they have like no structure and they really don't like their job. So they're like, I don't want to work. So they find excuses and they like do other things. Well, it's your job and you got to honor your job. You got to honor your commitment. Thank you so much, Jessica. You have to honor that. That is so important. Whether you work for another company or whether you build your own business, it's important that you show up with integrity and that you lead from the front in your job or in your business that you are growing. So number one, set business hours. So whether that's waking up early, whether that's a normal 8 to 5, whether that's working in the evenings. My husband and I both have very unconventional work hours. It's just how it is. But we still have to be productive in the set business hours that we have, even more with our 3 kids coming home. So how can you set business hours? Now I'm gonna give you 2 examples really quick, short and sweet, 2 examples of how I set business hours for myself. I'm not gonna tell you what my husband does because this is what has helped me have success with being a mama of 3 and building my own business from home. Is 2 things specifically with setting business hours. Is number 1, it's called winning my mornings. I know that my 3 kids are going to be sleeping in the morning. I can guarantee you that my kids will be sleeping in the morning. So I can wake up at 5 a.m. and I can work from 5 to 8. And that gives me 3 quiet, efficient, focused hours of working, of building my business, of being productive without interruptions, without needing to help kids with homework, without having to cook a meal. It gives me a lot of just clarity and I can crush 3 hours before anyone is up in my house. So that's me winning my morning, and that's a phrase I've lived by for a couple years now. It's something that I even encourage my team to do, is to protect their morning routine for business hours. Another example, and this is something that my husband recommended, and kudos to my husband for recommending this with work hours from home, is to have safe zones in your house. And what do I mean by that, safe zones? Is because our kids are home, and maybe you have a spouse or a significant other, maybe you have kids, maybe you have those people distractions in our house. I like to work everywhere when I work. So whether I'm working in my office, whether I'm working outside, I could be working in the kitchen, I could be working in the bedroom. I like to work in multiple different places. My husband is always at his desk. So it identifies that he's working, where I'm like all over. Well, what has happened, and this is something that we've definitely fixed because of my husband's new rule, is we have 2 safe zones in our house for working. The office and our bedroom. Actually, we just implemented a 3rd safe spot. I have a chair outside because I like to go outside and work, and that chair is my business chair. It's my work chair. So if I'm in the office, my bedroom, or my work chair outside, the kids and Steven know it's a no interrupt zone. They know I am focused, I am working, I am being productive. Again, my husband doesn't have that issue because he works right here next to me in his chair. So maybe that would help you if you have multiple people at home, if you're working in all different places of the house. For us, it was creating confusion, and the kids would try to talk to me, and I'm like, I can't talk right now, I'm working, I'm on a phone call. And it created a lot of friction in our home because I was working in an environment where the family was supposed to be. So that might help you with setting your business hours. And then that's setting business hours. That's tip number 1. Okay, there's a lot more I could talk about on that. If you have questions, feel free to comment below or message me and I can answer more about setting business hours. So tip number 2, you have your business hours. You know that you're going to commit maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day to your job, to your work, to your business, whatever that looks like. Number 2 is you need to schedule it. Scheduling out your business hours, again, is key. We talked about that a little bit, knowing your business hours. Now you want to schedule it. Now that you've established the time that you can commit to working, to investing time into your business, you need to get a calendar, whether it's an electronic calendar, whether it's a pen and paper calendar. I don't care what kind of calendar you use. You can see I have a calendar right back here. I have an acrylic calendar. I actually just wiped it off so it can be fresh and clean for May. But you need to get a calendar of some sort and block it out. If you look at my calendar, I don't even have my calendar with me. It's in the kitchen table right now, over there. But if you look at my schedule, it will say, literally, I have it mapped out on a calendar, but I have it time blocked. So every hour I have it written down where 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. I'm checking my emails. From 6 to 6:30, I'm checking my emails as well. And then from 6:30 to 7, I'm doing some mindset growth. I'm reading a book. I am journaling. I'm speaking my affirmations. Like I have my whole morning routine, but it is mapped out. It even says on there, when am I going to work out? When am I going to have some team trainings? When am I going to have family time? I put everything on that calendar so that I know how to set myself up for success, for committing to those work hours that I've committed to, but also then being organized in my schedule and doing that. So definitely scheduled out, get a calendar, get an electronic calendar. I think it's Emily Lee, Emily, E-M-I-L-Y, Lee, L-E-Y. She has some great free printable schedulers. So if you go to her website, you go to free printables, she has some great daily schedulers, and she has a couple other different free options that you can use if you don't want to buy a calendar. She has some great ones. I actually use her hour by hour time blocking activity sheet, and you can use that as well. So number 3 is work from a list. Working from a list is crucial. Working from a list is crucial. Any of you gone to the store, you've come home, this has happened to me multiple times, gone to the store, I come home, and my husband's like, hey, Allie, did you get the toothpaste? It wasn't on my list, babe. The toothpaste wasn't on my list. And he's like, but I asked you to get the toothpaste. I'm like, If it's not on that list that I have in my hand, it is not going to be remembered if it's in my brain. Okay, that's just, maybe it's mommy brain having 3 kids, but I think that qualifies most people are in that category. If it's not on a list, it's not going to get done. So it's really important that you make a list of your priorities. Like, what are the things that you need to get done? What are the things that you need to get done every single day for you to be successful in your work responsibilities, in building your business? It can be as simple as your top 5 things for the day. Write down on your list of what you need to get done today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is. Also, it's not just work-related things. It is life things. Do the load of laundry, empty the dishwasher, cook dinner. Your business, your job is a part of your personal life. So it's important that you do both together so that you can honor each one independently, but then also be successful in both. Being a woman, a wife, a mama, whatever your role is personally, but then also being a successful employee or a successful business owner, whatever one you fall into. Number four is this, is after you have, remember I'm gonna go through your top 3. Number 1, you've set business hours. Number 2, you schedule it. Number 3, you're gonna work from a list every day so that you can be productive in your business or your job, whatever you do. Number 4, remember how I talked about how I win my mornings with my business hours so that I can be really productive in my day? This kind of goes with tip number 4, and that is this is so important, you guys. If you could asterisk this and highlight it, this is really important right now for all of you business owners. And my husband, I would tell my husband this too with his job, is do your MITs first. MITs, do your most important tasks first, also known in the business world as your income producing actions, your IPAs, okay? So if you own your own business, or if you're like my husband who manages a team and does all this director stuff, okay? You've got to do your most important tasks first. My hair's getting a little crazy. It's used to being in a bun. You have to do your MITs first. First thing before you start your day. So if you are, if I'm trying to think of like a job, someone put their job down below, and I'm going to give you an example of something that you could do first. But you want to do your most important tasks first. What are the things that are going to be income producing for you in your company, in your job, that's going to help you have growth and see, things moving forward? So pick top four things. So maybe number 1 is checking your inbox. That's number 1, checking your inbox. Maybe you are a brick and mortar and you need to listen to the voice messages and you need to see if there's people that want to make an appointment with you. Okay, that's another one. Same thing, email, inbox, voice messages. Number 1, that's serving your clients, okay? Think about what else? For me, sharing on social media. If you have an online business, it's really important that you have a social media presence. So that should be in your top 4, okay? Following up with your clients, following up with, employees. If you manage people, think about the people that are going to bring you income and help you have growth. So like, for example, with Jana's a travel advisor. So one of the top things that she should be doing before she even starts her day is she needs to be going through her inbox. She needs to be going through her emails. She needs to be going through, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform Jana has, she needs to be going through all of that and seeing who is number one priority, who wants to book a trip, who needs help with booking an excursion, that needs to be her number one priority, because you know what, that puts money back in Jana's pocket when she signs someone up for a trip and she, gets them all registered and ready to go. Obviously for Donna's a teacher, okay? So Donna is a teacher. That means her priority are her kids. That's her priority are her children. So that means that she needs to be doing whatever that is, a plan of education for her kids. She should be doing that first and foremost. Number one, I know I was talking to one of my girls who is a teacher and she's also a coach. And for her whole morning is one-on-one Zooms with her students. It's a classroom Zoom. It's getting them their content, their video. That is first and foremost. She does all of the grading of the homework and the assignments in the afternoon because that's not the priority. The priority is getting the content and the education in the hands of her students first and foremost. I don't know, Jessica, that's very interesting. Small microgreen farm business. I would love to hear more about that business. That sounds amazing. So for you, Jessica, obviously you want to get people, I don't know if you distribute to large or small. Like if you distribute microgreen, I'm assuming it's a farm business. So maybe you distribute to stores that sell microgreens, or maybe it is, to individual people like me. But for her, because she is selling microgreen farm business, her number one priority is to find clients. That is her number one thing. So I can't break down your other maybe top 4 MITs, your most important tasks, because I don't know the rest of your business. But number one is you always have to ask yourself, what is the number one thing that's going to bring income into my business or my company? And that's the thing that you have to do first and foremost before you start your day. Jessica said markets, direct customers. Yeah, so that's what you want to work on first. So when you start your day, those are the people, because I would say a lot of sales people out there, a lot of sales company, you have a quota that you have to reach. And sometimes your quota, it has a direct reflection of your income, but also maybe quarterly bonuses that you have. So it's, again, most important tasks. I guarantee you that all of you right now can think of what your most important tasks are that are going to help you grow your business, expand your business, and keep your clients happy so that you can continue making money. This is really, really important. And again, I do these things first thing in the morning. And, my top 2 things is, talking to potential clients, talking to potential women that I'm going to be mentoring, and getting in my inbox, responding to them. But then also having a presence on social media so that I can help people. So that's like my top 2. So MITs. Also, I will say this, one of my most important tasks, and I've learned this, is even though some of you are watching this right now for productivity in your business, one of my top 4 most important tasks, income producing activities that I do, is taking care of myself. You can't be the best employee, the best business owner, the best X, Y, and Z if you are not at your full capacity as a woman. If you're not getting great sleep, if you're not drinking water, if you're not working out, if you're not eating clean, you are not thriving as an employee and as an entrepreneur and as a leader. So it's really important that in your top 4 MITs, I'm going to ask you if you're not doing it. Actually, I'm going to encourage you, if you're not doing it already, start taking care of yourself. Start taking care of yourself as a most important task of the day. Okay, I was sitting on number 4 for a long time, but that's okay. I only have 2 more. Number five, if you want to be productive in building a business or your work from home, is you got to eliminate distractions. Distractions. I want you to comment below one of your biggest distractions at home right now. What is your biggest distraction? I'm going to tell you all mine, okay? Steven, Ethan, Ella, Emmy, Charlie, Rosie, dishes, laundry, knocks on the door. I I could literally go on and on. There's 9 right there. There's 9 distractions. Notifications on my phone, notifications on my phone, notifications on my computer, noise. I could go on and on and on right now about distractions. If you want to be productive, you want to eliminate distractions so that you can be, again, efficient and focused in what you're doing. So that means Donna said kids. Kids are a big distraction for people. I might step on toes here, and I'm okay with stepping on toes because I want to help all of you be productive. Sometimes TV can be a huge distraction for people. It can be a huge distraction for people, especially entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, like I said, my husband has a very much 9 to 5 job. 9 to 5 job. Very, straightforward. And a lot of you maybe have that, where if you're an entrepreneur, you have all different hours. Your hours can be anytime, anywhere, all over the place. But TV, I learned, was a huge distraction for me. I would sit and watch hours of Netflix, hours of TV, all of the time. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I had to, just like, I don't know if you've ever read a book by Brendon Burchard. I love Brendon Burchard. Brendon Burchard is a high performance, he wrote the book High Performance Habits. He's amazing. And he helps leaders develop high performance habits so that you're successful. And he actually schedules in his TV time. I don't watch TV Monday through Thursday. I watch TV on the weekends because I know that I want to be productive in my home and I want to be productive in my business. So figure out what your distractions. Maybe for you, Netflix isn't a distraction. Maybe it's scrolling Instagram. Maybe it's scrolling Facebook. I do not scroll Facebook and I do not scroll Instagram because it is taking away time from me either being with my family or taking away from my work. I could literally sit there and scroll Instagram and Facebook for like 2 hours. So if I missed your birthday, I apologize because I don't scroll Facebook and I don't scroll Instagram. I remember there was this one girl that was in my circle of just business and she was pregnant and I had absolutely no idea she was pregnant. And when I saw her, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're 6 months pregnant. And she's like, yeah, you didn't see it on Facebook. I'm like, no, I don't scroll Facebook because that is a distraction for me, scrolling on Facebook and all of those things. So figure out what your distractions are, try to eliminate them or make some improvement. So again, that you can be productive in your job, in your business, and yes, even be productive with being present for your family. I see lots of distractions. So I see kids, I see phone, if my house is messy. So that's a really good one for women. The house being messy can be a really big distraction. My kitchen, I walk into my kitchen from every zone of my house. And if my kitchen is messy, I feel a little flutter in my chest. And I'm like, oh, this is messy. I got to clean this up. It's almost like you got to put a pin in it and say, I'm going to come back to that at 3:00 today. Because what happens is those constant little distractions are going to ultimately steal a big chunk of your time of being productive in your job from home. Okay, and the last thing is this. Last thing is cut the fluff. Cut the fluff. Cut the fluff. What I mean by that is let's go back to the MITs. What are your most important tasks that you should be doing every day to grow your business, to be a better employee, to have success in what you're doing from home? You have to eliminate the distraction, not the distractions, you have to cut the fluff. So for example, I want you to think of projects that maybe aren't that important. For me, I'm gonna give examples of me. It's really easy for me to get wrapped up into creating graphics and making fancy things for my team and making PowerPoints and doing all of these extra fluffy things that really are just all about like show. They are not necessary. They're not needed for me to be successful in my business. Those graphics are not needed, but they are a distraction. Cutting the fluff. Maybe if you have your own business, again, this is really geared towards, this could be geared towards my husband, I guess, in his job. But if you have your own business, think about things like blogging. Blogging is that can be a really big fluffer. It could be a really big fluffer if you are not consistent with it. So if you have your own business, maybe you are a trainer, maybe you are in the healthcare and fitness field like me. I'm trying to think of other businesses, maybe photography, maybe you're a florist, Maybe you're a graphic designer. I mean, I could go on and on and on about small business owners and entrepreneurs, is that, for example, blogging. If you're in the first stage of your business, blogging takes a lot of time and consistency. And for me, blogging was fluff. Blogging was not building my business. It was actually taking away from my business growth. I'm trying to see what some other examples I set down here. So just think, like, what are some things that aren't really essential for your business that you're spending time in? And those are the things that you want to either cut or put to the back burner, and you can do them later. One thing that I do, and I actually just told my team this yesterday, was for the first 2 weeks of the month, you focus on your business growth. Those first 2 weeks of the month, you focus on your business growth. You focus on hitting your goals quick, fast, hitting your numbers, whatever your goals are in your business, first 2 weeks. Those last 2 weeks, once you've hit your goals and you have created some massive momentum and growth, those last 2 weeks, you can do those extra projects. You can do the graphics, you can do the blog, you could do a local event, you could, do a girls' night out. You can do all of those extra things, but you cannot do the fluff until you do the nitty-gritty of the business. Because I see a lot of entrepreneurs do the fun, fluffy things when their entire meat and potatoes of their business is failing because they're doing the fun stuff. And if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, if you want to build a business from home, you have to do the most important things first, the income producing activities. So the fancy things aren't going to cut it for you. So those are my 6 tips on how you can be productive from working from home and or building a business from home. I'm going to go through them really quick if you're just jumping on. Number 1, set business hours. Number 2, schedule it. Number 3, work from a list. Number 4, do your MITs first. Your 4 most important tasks first thing in the morning. Number 5, eliminate distractions. Number 6, cut the fluff. And in everything that you do, and this is a big circle, star, highlight for entrepreneurs out here that are listening. If you're building your own business, the most important thing about all of this is that you're consistent, is that you are consistent with showing up daily, no matter what. And I'm going to end with this quote. It's one of my most favorite quotes ever. One of my most favorite quotes is by Trent Shelton, and it says, "Inconvenience exposes commitment." Whether you own a brick and mortar, whether you own an online business, whether you work for a company, whatever it is, there's going to be inconveniences in your life. There are. Right now, we're probably all being very inconvenienced with what's going on in our world. There's a lot of inconveniences. Getting sick, whether it's vacation, which is a positive thing, holidays. There's so many different things that can be an inconvenience to you. But the people, those of you that are listening right now, those of you that choose to commit during the inconvenience times is when your business will rise to the top. It's when you will flourish as an entrepreneur, when you will flourish as an employee, because you made the decision to lean in, to rise above the inconveniences in life, to rise above those excuses, to stay committed to growth on the daily. And that is so important. I could literally go on and on and on about different things for business growth and tips in life right now. But I'm going to try to end it now or I'll keep talking. But those are my 6 tips for you. I hope they help you. I know that they have helped me build an incredible business over the past 5 years on an online platform and local community. So if you have questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to message me. Message me if you have questions. I would love to help you. Thanks for listening and keep rocking your businesses, ladies. Keep being an amazing employee and have a great day. Bye.